It's been quite a minute, hasn't it? Oh gosh, it's been a wild minute. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and here we talk about books, fashion, pretty much anything I feel like talking about at the moment. And since it's been a wild minute since, making a full-length video, I thought I would just do some catch-up. Play catch-up and just chit-chat, have like a nice cozy-ish podcasty vibe, sort of. I don't know what to call this. I'm going to just call it a chit-chat on what I've been up to for this entire year so far, because it's been almost a year since I posted a book talk video. I've been posting shorts, but obviously it's not the same as me doing full-length videos. This requires a little bit more, or if sometimes a lot more attention than making a short. So let's just sit back and chit-chat. Let me go grab some Moscato and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back and I have a glass of something. And anyway, I don't know where to begin with this. I was practicing this maybe 2 or 3 times before I finally decided to record something. And there's just so much to talk about, and I feel like there's so much that could be in its own video, and I promise I should be making more of these types of videos because there's just a lot to talk about that's not book related. So I guess we'll start off with after my trip to New Orleans, because I think that might have been one of the last full-length videos that wasn't about books that I had posted. So after I came back from that trip, I had a custom design gig that I had said yes to maybe a month beforehand. So I was already prepared for that. And that, I will tell you, that had to be one of the most challenging shows that I had to do. Now I can handle that kind of show, but at the time that it was happening, it was probably one of the hardest things to do. To do a lot of research based on what people in that specific area were wearing and how am I going to find everything that fits everybody. And it was a huge cast. It was about 20-something people, I would say, in the cast. And then even though a few dropped, I don't remember if anybody was added on to after the drop, but it was still a pretty big cast. And I had to also figure out a lot of costume changes, and ensemble being a big part of that show. I really had to make sure everybody was pretty much almost dressed exactly the same. So that was interesting. I got through it, and I kid you not, I was going through so much insecurity about my costumes, because I was already going through a healing process over something personal during this time, and also because it's not something I'm used to doing in costume world. It was a challenge, but a challenge that I was able to push through and move forward with, and everything worked out wonderful. And when I saw everybody all put together, I was like, oh my God, I did that. I did that. I came up with all this. Wow. While being resourceful and sticking to the budget. It was really quite the experience. And one of my biggest challenges as a costume designer is I have this tendency of not being able to ask for help. I have a tendency of just disappearing from the face of the earth and overthinking, doing critical thinking stuff. I'm doing a lot, which is why I also tend to not communicate very much with directors. And it's definitely not because they're not open to listening to me. They definitely are. If anything, they'd encourage it heavy. But I'm you know what? I got it. It's fine. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I got this. Even though I may be struggling with 10 different things all at once. It's a lot for me. So I really had to learn to tell a director where I was struggling and what can we do to make this easier on both of us and on the actor, and also make sure that both our visions come to life. And if not all three, me, the actor, and the director's vision. It was tough. But again, I got through it and it was beautiful. It was one of my favorite actual costume designs that I've done so far. I was in love with the colors that I picked and what the whole vibe was. And somehow, even though I've never saw the set prior to tech, it all just meshed so well. And I was like, oh my God, all of us as a collective, we were pretty much on the same wavelength. And I thought that was so beautiful. My heart was so warm. It was wonderful. And then I worked on another show right after. I had like maybe a week to like chill out. And that was because the professor who handles like my orders, she was like, take a chill pill. You just did a big show. Take the rest of like however much time you need off and then come back when you're ready, you know? And I was like, sure. So I took like the rest of the week off, or maybe just about a week off, and I got sick anyway, so I kind of had no choice. I tend to burn out after a show ends and I end up getting sick. It's just what happens. Because I literally work until I'm done, and that's it. Which is also something I have to work on. But, you know, baby steps, day by day. So after that, I worked on another show that I loved as well. That one also presented its own challenges, smaller cast, but there were like costume changes that really needed to be, that were very specific, that I had to make sure happened. So again, another wonderful cast. Everybody was great. Oh my God. And as usual, everybody loves the clothes that I pick out. Just like, if you need a personal stylist, let me know. Like, I got you. Don't worry. And I have your measurements, so I definitely got you. So, and luckily for me, I just seem to be the type of person that measures really well. My measurements are very specific. And when it comes to fittings, for the most part, I've maybe had one or two flukes here and there where something didn't fit. But other than that, I'm actually pretty good at it. I will brag about it to the end of my days, that I just have a talent for it. And I have a gift. So that was that. And then I turned 30, guys. I turned 30. 30. You guys have no idea how much that means to me, because 17-year-old Stephanie wouldn't have believed I made it this far in. Like, shit damn fuck, you know? Like, by golly gee willikers, man. Flip me 3 times over and call me a pancake on a biscuit. That was a pretty big deal for me. And my birthday fell around the time of tech weekend, so it was a little tricky to plan everything out, but I managed to have my little birthday party at my place, which was interesting because I would definitely not say that I'm a great host. I'm more of the person that's just like, you know what? Do whatever you want. Just don't wreck the place while I'm here. Do not touch my books. Like, my books have to be the most important thing to me out of everything in this place. Like, if you're curious about a book, let me pull it out for you and you can read it. There are certain things I don't want people to do to my books. There are some things I would allow, but again, this really goes with people that I can trust. So even if I can trust them so much, I don't want them touching my books. I will hand it to them and I will take it back. Unless I say you can borrow it or you can keep it, I'm going to be the one to take it back. I don't even want them to put it back in the shelf. Even though they know where it's at, I'd rather just do it myself. Because I also have like a lot of knickknacks on my bookshelf. So if anyone's going to break it, it should be me. It shouldn't be someone else. And then they feel bad and then they want to buy it. And then some things you can't buy because they're from Japan or they're from somewhere else that you can't get here. So it was interesting, and at least everybody, for the most part, knew each other. There was maybe like one person that nobody knew, or most of the people didn't know, but I would talk about them, so they kind of did. So it was fine. It was cool. And I had 2 birthday cakes. I had a black vintage heart-shaped cake with, like, it was black frosting and the flavor was chocolate. It was non-vegan, in case some people didn't want to eat vegan cake. Whatever. And then my other one was a light blue, close to Tiffany blue vintage heart cake. And I just thought I deserved 2 cakes. I felt real special turning 30, and the fact that all my friends were with me and my family, it was like really sweet. It is hot in my apartment, or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I had to make sure that the mic was actually recording. I don't want to turn on the AC because I'm worried that I have to deal with more background noise edits after this, so I'm trying to avoid that. Trying to avoid it. So, anywho, turned 30. And then after that, I had the month of January, just work and dealing with New York City winter, nothing new. But this year was actually pretty cool with like the snow being shoveled, and it was like the first winter in a really long time where I was able to actually walk on the sidewalk. That was nice. that was so nice. I'm so grateful that that happened because I'm usually slipping and all that. So really happy about that. That was a really chill winter. And then by the end of January, I ended up doing another costume design gig at same place, the college that I went to, and had so much fun as always. And then I ended up doing back-to-back shows. So I was busy pretty much from end of January till around the end of May, like May 20th, I think was my last day. So that was exciting. If I remember right, that first show required my attention, a lot of it too. But the last show that I worked on this past May didn't require too much of my time. So I was able to actually like balance days where I wanted to be home and just do research or look up online orders to place, and then being at the location pulling clothes. Because I also knew already, since I had already been there so much, especially within a short amount of time, I knew what we had, what we didn't. So I didn't really have to pull too much out of the costume shop because I'm like, I know we don't have what I'm looking for, so I have to order it. So I was able to balance that off a lot, like just being home versus being at location every day. So that was good. So it was very chill. And then, lo and behold, this might have been in March. Yeah, that was for the first show of the year. I ended up messing up my toe. This is my fault. It is my own fault that my toe got messed up because I didn't see the signs in the beginning. Well, I saw the signs and I didn't know that the signs led to an ingrown toenail. I thought it was fungus. So I was spraying my toe with antifungal spray over the counter for like weeks. And they said within 4 to 6 weeks it would heal. And I'm like, it's not healing. And then by this point, by the time I actually started using that, I could barely walk. Like, and then one day out of nowhere at work, I'm standing at work and all of a sudden I cannot feel my toe. All of a sudden I was feeling such excruciating pain and I told my manager, hey, I gotta go. And this was like 11 in the morning and I had to be like, I have to go to City MD and get this checked because I don't know what's going on, but my toe literally hurts to the point where I cannot stand here and I cannot walk back and forth here. I need to leave. So she let me go. I probably should have showed her what it was, but I feel like it would have been a little too personal. But I also don't think she would have minded. And then maybe then she could have told me what it was, because also my mom was telling me what it was, but I didn't believe it because I wasn't aware that she knew what an ingrown toenail was. So let alone everybody else I know. Apparently a lot of people I know what that is. I didn't know what that was. So if I had literally showed it to somebody, I would have figured this out a lot sooner. But I didn't, so I learned the hard way. So I go to City MD. They said it might be an ingrown toenail, but they didn't know. So they let me go. And I told my mom, like, hey, I think I have to go to the foot doctor. And so I did. I believe it was the same day, too. If not, it had to be the next day. Because I left on a Friday. So it was either I saw the doctor that same day. I did. I saw the doctor same day because it was an emergency and City MD labeled it as such. So I went to see the podiatrist and he told me it was an ingrown nail. And then he told me that he had to cut it. Like he had to like snip. And I was like, oh my God, I've never had that happen to me before, especially on my toe. How could I have been so careless? So I get it done. He put anesthesia and everything. And it was apparently so bad that right after the anesthesia wore off, like a few minutes after I had been let go for the day there, I felt so much pain. So much pain. And I didn't have my Crocs. I had sneakers that at least were wide enough to I was able to handle the walk back with my mom to my mom's from the doctor, because at least it was walking distance, luckily for me. You guys, I thought I knew pain. I didn't know pain until that day. Literally, by the time I got to my mom's and there was this small table in the living room, I kid you not, it was like a smidge of a touch. It wasn't that serious, but apparently it felt that serious because I ended up crying. I ended up going to the ground and crying my eyes out because it hurt so bad that I was crying like I was like on the brink of death or something. It was so serious. I wasn't even exaggerating. That was literally me like in a lot of pain. And I don't really like to show that I'm in a lot of pain or pain, period. I try to avoid it in certain situations. And I thought that I could for this one. I could not. So I ended up having to take a week off of work. I had to go on a week of leave. All of a sudden, I had to tell my manager, like, hey, the doctor said I can't walk for a week. And luckily, my mom still had my old crutches from when I sprained my ankle. So I was able to use that while navigating being at my mom's house because I also don't really like to bother people for help like that. So, and then, guys, walking is a really big deal for me. I'm a huge fan of walking. I love walking to work. I'd rather walk to work every day than deal with the MTA. So, or be in a car, anything. I'd rather walk. And I try to like go on vacation on walkable cities and stuff so I could get that. And not even for the purpose of getting steps. I just really like to walk. It's good cardio. So a week of no walking was so brutal. Not like I don't know what that's like because both times that I sprained my ankle, I couldn't walk for a month. So, I mean, but the first time I really couldn't walk for almost a whole month. It wasn't until like maybe after week 3 I was able to finally start walking a little bit. But then with the second time, by week 2, I was already exercising to as much as I can kind of thing. Because it wasn't as severe as the first time. But anyway, I'm not doing that again. Next time I see something like that about to happen, I'm going to stop that. Like, it's going to get stopped. And if I have to go to the foot doctor to get that done, I will. So that was the whole thing. And then luckily I had a custom assistant who I love so much. Like, she's so reliable. I had fittings to do, I think maybe that same day that I messed it up, or maybe that week after that week that I was off. I don't know. But I had to do fittings. And she luckily was able to finish it for me. It wasn't many people left. So already costume-wise, that stuff was done. It was just a matter of like what fit, what didn't. And I was just so lucky to have the gift that I have where I didn't have to worry about that so much. So that happened. And then I had to take an Uber to go there for tech because I really had to see how the costumes played out on stage. So, and then luckily at least I didn't have to work. So it wasn't like I was stressed out about all that. I was just trying to focus on healing. And then everybody was so helpful, at least like my assistant was so helpful. The staff, everybody was like so helpful and cooperative with like my dilemma. So that was great. And then after that show ended, I had a week off. Then I worked on the second show. Phenomenal. Great. Amazing. What else is new? I had such a blast. And then summer started. Oh, well, yeah, summer was pretty much starting. And then me and my best friend went to Italy. Hello. That was amazing. Would I say that it was better than Japan? No. But I will say that that might be number 2 favorite on my list of favorite places to go for the rest of my life. Because it was truly a beautiful country. I loved the cities we saw. We saw Rome. We saw Florence, and then we ended in Venice, and then we went back to New York. So amazing. I could go on a whole thing about that separately, and I also have like a video montage that I have to put together about that trip, similar to what I did for Japan and New Orleans. So when I get to it, I'll get to it, and it'll be here, and then you'll see what it looks like. So really fun trip. And then after that, summer started here in New York, and I just worked, and I tried dating apps are not for me. And I called this already that they were not for me. They're just not my thing. But I thought I'd try it out because then I was like, you know what? Like, we'll see. The chances, the likelihood of the love of my life being on a dating app, highly unlikely. But we'll see. It was the worst. I've met maybe, not even in person, but I chatted a little bit with one decent guy. And I still wish he would take me out on a date. We have each other on social media, but he hasn't taken me out on a date still. I get that he's busy probably, but like, I'm fine with a cup of coffee. I'm fine with a walk. We can walk and talk and get to know each other like that. I really don't mind. In fact, I would love that, but we'll see. I don't know if he'll actually reach out again, but we have each other on social, so that's as good as it gets. But I'll tell you, like, and then I almost had one date, but that didn't work out because I guess people have different ways of trying to tell people in advance and confirming, you know, are we still going on this date tonight? Are you good for tonight? Are you good for today? I, as a person, this goes with my friends, family, dates, anything. If I'm planning something, I'm going to ask you the day before, are we good to continue the plan that we made? You could tell me yes or no. And then if you tell me yes, I'm still going to ask you the morning of, because I've already confirmed, yes, you said yesterday you would, but maybe something happened in between and you couldn't get back to me. I'm going to still reach out after that initial confirmation to just make sure that we are still good and that you are mentally okay to go about the plan that we made. And if not, rain check, we'll schedule for another time. Totally fine. But I don't appreciate people last minute confirming, because I said this in my profile, I was very specific. I wake up at 3 a.m. every day just to work out, just to do everything that I got to do in the morning so that I have the rest of the day to myself. But during the week, Monday through Friday, I am working. And I literally said I walk to work. So, like, it's just, you could have messaged me at 3 a.m. Maybe I would have thought you were strange for doing that. But at least you're confirming before I step out of my place. So that didn't work out. And I didn't ghost the guy. I did explain, like, you know, hey, like, it's not, I can't do it tonight because I thought you were going to confirm the day before. And I didn't bring extra clothes. And, like, my clothes is, like, somewhat uniform for work. Somewhat optional, somewhat not. But I was already in my work clothes, and I didn't feel like it was good for me. And I wouldn't feel okay wearing my work clothes after work on a date because I don't know how long this date is going to last. And technically, I would have been wearing my work clothes since maybe 5:36 a.m. I'm not going to feel mentally okay wearing that for this amount of time while also on a date. And then people are going to know where I work, and I don't want people outside knowing where I work. It's just not, doesn't work for me. So, and the reason why I didn't confirm is because he said he would. So I was like, okay, I'll leave the man who said that he would do it to do that. Unfortunately, he did it too late. I'm already in the middle of my day. I know most people start their day around that time. I'm already in the middle of it. I woke up at 3. So that was that. So that didn't happen. So if the love of my life is out there somewhere, you know, I'll meet him at the right time. For now, though, I guess it's not in the books for me. It's not in my story right now. So that's totally fine. Are there days where I feel sort of lonely? Yeah, sure. But I know that I'm not alone. I have my friends, I have my family, I have myself to talk to even. And if nothing else, I have my plushies to speak to. There's someone to talk to all the time for me in my life. And I'm so grateful for that I have friends that I could talk to about anything. If I'm feeling a little down, if I'm feeling like I don't vibe with the world today, I could tell them that, and they're very supportive. Same with my family. If I'm feeling so lonely, I could go to my mom's house and, like, hang out with my mom and my brothers. It's great. So I'm grateful for that as well. So that's been pretty much what's been happening the whole year. Oh, and I took up new hobbies. Yeah, you could see it sort of from a distance. I took up crocheting yesterday. I'm trying to make a flower. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. So, working on that. And I picked up sewing, as some of my shorts have shown. This is actually one of the things that I made. It's a PJ top, but I think I can wear it outside too if I put a bra on it. It's super cozy. It's made out of, I forgot what this fabric's name was because I've already done a few things since. So I forgot the name of this fabric, but I found that in Hobby Lobby, and I was like, these would be so cute for a pajama set or pajama top, whatever. So I made it. I love it so much. It's super comfy. And I've made, like, everything I have made so far, I have posted on my YouTube short. just like what it looks like, because I'm not really ready to show my process, because my mom is still like shadowing me and helping me out with understanding how to sew. I sewed 2 dresses back when I was in high school, but that was well over 10 years ago by now. So I'm learning pretty much again. So that's fun. And I also took up voice acting, which was something I really wanted to do for a long time, but I didn't get the courage to actually, make videos and post it, because I was actually very afraid to, because I was like, man, what if I'm just in my head thinking that my voice is so great for voice acting, but it's actually not, I was in my head. So I got enough courage to continue doing it. So every now and then I will randomly post a video or a few videos on that, on like scenarios and stuff with voice acting, because it's really fun and there's so much you could do with your voice. So I did that. And also nail art. This is like the latest thing. I don't know if Yeah. This is my latest one that I did last week, because I was bored and I also needed to reset my nails anyway because they were all starting to break. So I was like, well, while they're growing, might as well. So really, really fun. I have a couple of ideas set because ACOTAR, the next 2 books of the series, is coming out soon. So it kind of inspired me to do another look later on in the months to come. And I have a baseball game. The last game that I'm going to is the Rebecca Yarros one, the 420 night, and I got the tier 1 ticket, so I'm so hyped to get that sweater and the Kindle that it comes with, and also being at the Q&A. I am so hyped. So if anyone's going, please comment and maybe we can meet up and like chit-chat. And like, it would be so much fun, I think, because I'm going by myself. The friends that I also read 420, they couldn't come, so I was like, damn. But whatever. Also, I have not been in a reading slump. It's been a while since I made a book talk video with like a drink and all. These are the books that I've been reading. And the reason why also I haven't been on like my whole like video wave with this is because I was so focused on the ACOTAR series. I was like, I will get to these videos and everything that I have to do after the series, which is why we're here today. I finished it maybe a week or 2 ago. Now I'm all caught up, but I will not read 6 and 7 until I read Crescent City, which I have up there on my other bookshelf, because my friend was like, do not read 6 and 7 without reading Crescent City. I've already read Throne of Glass and I loved it. It's like one of my favorite book series of all time now. I will wait. I already have it all pre-ordered, so I'm going to just wait until I get to Crescent City to read it. And then luckily, this was all like the majority of my book list of 2026. I also have a few book of the month books to talk about. And now I'm finally going through that list because I finally finished this initial list. So eventually I'll have a video talking about these. And yeah, it's just been a lot of ups and downs. And with being 30, unfortunately for me, it came with a lot of period problems, a lot of hormonal changes in my body, and I could feel it every month, something new. And it's not even me like, what's it called, like a placebo thing or whatever. It's really a thing. Because I've had these problems prior to being 30, but now it's just been more extreme. So also why I haven't been posting videos, it's because like I get maybe 1 to 2 weeks max every month where I'm good. And when I am good, I like to see my friends, I like to see my family, I like to, watch anime, do my hobbies. But then for the rest of the month, every month, it's been where I get extreme amount of pimples here, which I've never had before until I turned 30. I've never had it down here before, so I had to deal with navigating that and also being very insecure about my face because I was getting so many pimples. I wouldn't say it was close to like where I would need Accutane, but because I've just never had this, so I know it has to be hormonal. It's not my food, at least for the most part. It's not, because I eat really healthy, so I know it's not that. It's my period and my PMSing problems. Like I get extremely moody. I am extremely irritable. I think that my friends hate me. I think my family hates me. I think my job hates me. I go through a whole whirlwind of negativity in my head, and there's nothing that I could do about it. And it sucks because I'm usually like this, but I also had a Celsius today, so I'm a little extra today compared to usual when I'm not dealing with my PMSing. So I've been navigating, trying to cope with it, because I'm definitely not the person that will hide what I'm feeling. I will go through what I'm feeling wherever I am. If I'm at work and I have to deal with it, I'm dealing with it. I'm not going to try to push it back, because I've done that where I would try to act like nothing's wrong with me. I can't. It gets worse if I try to push it back. So the best thing that I could do for myself and for everybody else's sake is to just go through it. And if I start crying over the smallest thing, you just gotta let me, because that's the only way it's gonna like simmer down a little bit. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And then everyone's just gonna say I have an attitude problem, when that's really not the case. And also, majority of the time, if I'm showing quote unquote attitude, it's because you already started off being rude and disrespectful, and I'm just not someone that could tolerate that. I'm just not. And now I've been handling it better, I want to say, where I'm just like, you know what, you want me to get my manager? We'll get her together if you want, because I'm not going to let you ruin my energy, especially if I'm already not okay. I don't know what else to say about that. So we're just going to go get the manager together, and you're going to talk with her. It's not my problem. And most of the time, it's not my fault. You're upset about something. So I'm not here to be nobody's therapist, because I'm here trying to deal with my problems and trying to be happy for me. I need to take care of myself before I could even bother to think about taking care of somebody else. So that has been my biggest struggle, where this month is actually pretty okay. Well, I already just had my period, so now we're doing better. So hopefully it's for more than 2 weeks, hopefully. So, oh yeah, and like my hair, I've been like dealing with my natural hair instead of blowing it out every day, because that's what I was doing. But it would take up like 30 to 45 minutes of my time, sometimes even an hour of my time. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go natural. It's summer. It's fine. So I've been noticing that my hair, like the rest of it, is like predominantly straight. But if I'm like super hot, super sweaty, it'll like wave up. And then this part, because I guess it's shorter or something, my bangs and whatever, they curl. So I'm like, oh, let me start putting my hair up in a bun. And apparently people like it. I was like surprised, because I'm here thinking my hair is a mess. My hair is frizzy. I don't know if I like my natural hair. But then everyone's like saying so many nice things, and they're genuine, because I would know if they were saying it and they didn't mean it. And the people who don't normally compliment me on it. So I'm like, oh, I guess it's okay. I really have to work on being kinder to myself sometimes, because with the acne problems that I'm facing, my period problems that I'm facing, and all that, I start like really seeing myself differently. And then sometimes I wish I saw myself the way other people see me, because apparently other people see me as super pretty and all that. So I'm working on it every day. If I ever really need validation, like true validation, I have my agent and I have my mom. And both of them always tell me I'm pretty, so that must mean I'm pretty. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for now. I don't know what else to talk about. This is a conversation of its own, along with like other things, like, you know, period, dealing with period, what I do to like make myself feel a little better before my period begins because of the PMSing and how long like those PMSing symptoms last me. They last me a long time. So, yeah. Okay, I guess that's pretty much it. I didn't even finish my drink. And if I was talking too fast, or if I was like bouncing back and forth on stuff, I'm sorry. Part of it is the Celsius that I had today, but it's also just like I have so much to talk about, and I feel like there's just not enough time to talk about everything ever. So I appreciate it if you made it this far. And I hope that you guys are doing well, and if not, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay. We're all going through something, everyone has their, their situations, their problems, concerns. But I guess it's always just good to find something in life that makes you happy. And for me, it's art. Because if I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been feeling anything towards anything except now just art and books. Yeah. So just enjoy what you can out of life. And just know that I am here and you're here and we're all breathing and we're in this together. You only got one life. Unless you believe in, I guess, other things. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat. I have to now check on my laundry, eat some dinner. So I ate cereal thinking that was going to be enough, but it's not. I want more. So yeah. I hope you guys have a great day, a wonderful afternoon, and a fantastic evening. And I will try to be a little more consistent on making these kind of videos, especially these, because I actually really enjoy talking to myself and to you guys. Because from my point of view, it's like I'm talking to myself, but on the grander scheme of things, I'm talking to y'all. And maybe you're talking to me too. I don't know. Maybe you're reacting. Maybe you're saying things. I do that when I'm watching videos. So it would be great if you guys were doing the same, because then that means we're kind of having the conversation and it's super fun. So yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to say and I forgot, but that's okay. I'll remember eventually. So until my next video, it might be actually a little bit of a girl talk where we're talking about periods and stuff. We'll see. And healthy eating habits and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in and I will see you next time. Bye.